Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, game number 2 coming at you. Complexity versus Reason. What's up? What the hell's going on here? What did I miss?
Nothing. It's fine.
Professional cast. Nothing happened.
Very professional. That's where we're going.
Don't you think Amon-Ra is overpowered, Bricky, in the woods?
Amon-Ra?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's absolutely insane. Like, I mean, he does AoE damage by just getting hit. Like, 50 magic damage a second, man.
It's actually pretty nifty, yeah.
And it's not even split over 5 targets when, like Sulfuris. That splits up when there are more targets. Amon-Ra just doesn't care.
I feel like you're not serious.
Is there a little bit of truth to that, Shorkan?
I have actually played a lot of Amon-Ra Woods, and it farms so ridiculously fast, and it's one of the best counter pushes in the game, as well as the fact that he does the most damage in any game. In every single game, he does the most damage. Maybe that's because he hurts himself, probably, but he also just does a ridiculous amount of damage. And it all scales, as long as he gets tankier. So, I mean, why not? Ignite, more damage, more tank, let's go.
Also, D-Dog, because I've watched like 1,000 D-Dog replays after Thailand, they ran Amon-Ra, Vindicator, freaking like Geomancer long lane trialing. So, I mean, we just need the Thai teams to show us how it's done, man.
Apparently.
Same thing with Myrmidon, man.
Dude, they know things we don't know.
I mean,
just wait. Give them their time.
Sometimes they know things we don't know. When they were hyping Alchemist Bones on every single carry a couple of years ago, I don't think I don't think that was the right decision for them, to say the least.
Dude, I don't know. They've always been good. We just pretended they were bad. They've always been good, man. Like 2012, I was at DreamHack, and I lost one series, the entire event, and it was the Thai team. So like they were always amazing. We just ignored them and pretended they didn't exist. Now we're just realizing.
Then you get confidence. Then you get confidence. When you get confidence, you start playing better. I mean, some people, we were talking about it actually last series, about some people being very confident and then showing it as well, Show confidence and then you have more of a chance to win. I'm serious. If you're not confident, then you're not going to win any games. And, I mean, Zibe is one of those players. I used him as an example before as well. He's a really confident player, and he shows that when he plays as well. So,
oh yeah.
It's good. Same thing with Owned Me, most likely, about, you're talking about the fact that he does what he wants and it always works out. So there we go.
I don't know about always, but
not always.
It works out more often than not.
Okay. Yeah, these teams have played a lot, man. 21-14 for Reason Gaming over Complexity, but that's a lot of games being played there. 35 in total. Have on record. But right now, it's 1-0 Complexity, and that's what's important.
Yeah.
Revenant, though, being picked up.
Yeah, dude. This Reason played us again. Was it in tournament against us?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. They
did it so well. And, no, but I was going to say a completely different thing. Complexity's been looking really hot, in my opinion, recently. And I don't know if you guys have talked about it on cast, but Baba Ganoush is drafting.
We briefly mentioned it, yeah. But what you got's been more of their draft in the past, I think. So.
Right, and I personally think when they removed Drents from the roster, like way back, that was like Drents. I really had a lot of respect for as a draft, and I think he did a really good job when it came to the drafting aspect. And I don't know about what was going on their team or whatever, but I feel like out of all the drafters that they've tried out, Baba Ganoush seems to get the game the best, and I feel like he seems to understand what their team needs and how to draft for their team.
Yeah.
And I think this has a lot to do with their success in this tournament. And I don't know if there's some special drafting juice that he's drinking in Japan, but he's really stepped up there, and Korea, sorry, and is doing really, really good. So I think it's worth mentioning at least.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It's when it comes to that drafting role, it's something that maybe we overlook sometimes as far as who's actually in it, and that's the case here definitely. So. Speaking of his draft, classic Thunderbringer, see it all the time, so let's not even talk about it. No, but seriously, what they have Moira already as a support. It looks like this is going to be more of a farming Thunderbringer here.
Yeah,
dude,
definitely.
I don't know.
But wait. Let me say my thing. Okay, so Thunderbringer versus Fade. You get clear vision and true vision when you use that bolt. If they're ever scared, they can spam that ability. from Thunderbringer to either find wards or to find Fade. And I think it's going to be pretty legit if he actually tries to really use it for that purpose. But, I mean, other than that, I wouldn't really see a reason for Thunderbringer. Also the scouting purpose with the ultimate, of course. But, yes. So, yeah?
I was gonna say, okay, so we were talking about the reason we were like being small girls when you joined Skype was because we were talking about a Moon Raw, right?
Yeah.
And back when Handskin was still playing, we had this thing called Thunder Monkey and Firebird. If you play the Phoenix skin on Raw, he looks like a Firebird. So I really hope they go with this combination here of Firebird, Thunder Monkey.
That's not gonna happen.
Because it's really deadly. I'm disappointed. But, okay, Thunderbringer, I think it's an amazing hero. I don't know why everyone doesn't play it as a short lane support. My team let me do it once.
Yeah.
Did you get like a hat trick in the early game?
Did I get like 10 kills in 10 minutes? Was I Bloodbath after 15 minutes?
No, you did
Yeah,
great.
maybe.
And then he played Artesia.
And
Against
we
my
won
team.
that game too.
Can you not mention that?
Won that game. I don't know about that.
I had the most damage done on our team as a support Artesia. I'm just saying, heroes OP. You guys don't even know.
Next game we
But-
banned it because it was simply just that overpowered.
Was that versus you guys?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, hi, Shorgan.
Hi.
Global strat coming out here from Complexity, obviously, with the Sandwraith on top of the Thunderbringer.
Yeah. If we're going to be a bit serious. So, okay. This makes sense. You want to be able to respond to the Fade ganks and the Revenant ganks. And the best way to do it is to always be able to be everywhere, right? So I think I get what they're thinking, but it really comes down to execution. Because if you fall behind in lanes with these kind of heroes, like Thunderbringer and Sandwraith, you're generally really low on damage and you're very squishy and vulnerable to ganks. So I said at some point I led damage. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Artesia's OP. Point stands.
It all goes back to Artesia.
Yeah. No, so I think this is really comfortable for Reason. I would not be surprised to see Tenka go mid with Revenant and have Onmi on Fade.
Tanka played Revenant against you guys, I think, as well, yeah. They actually, they had a pretty similar lineup, I want to say, ultimately. Against
I'd even go as far as to say as they had the exact same lineup.
Same even, yeah. It does look familiar
Yeah.
with that, so. But yeah, no, Tankafed did very good in that middle matchup. As you're pointing out, it's just yesterday against you guys, and so we'll see how he performs today. But
Insania, why is it, do you think, that like even when you're playing with Keizu and stuff, you guys give Fade to Keizu, or when Mickey was still playing, you gave Fade to Mickey. Why are you giving usually the well, I mean, I guess it's the initiator role in a way, but it's very different from a PK initiation generally.
Okay. Well, it's
What that
because
is.
our almighty Lord and Savior, Slapped, is the greatest thing that ever happened to Han. And sometimes we just need to showcase the skill in the middle lane. Because you don't see it in the jungle, right? He's just farming NPCs. But he's an amazing laner, man. If you want to just win a lane, you put Slap there. Doesn't matter. Give him any hero, he's just going to win. He's amazing. That's mostly our argument. Slap, he likes playing mid. It's a nice thing. When you play Han for like 10 hours every day, and then you scrim in the evening, and then you have tournaments on the weekends, it's nice to get something to switch off your role a little bit, play something different. And I think it keeps you motivated, and it makes you play better when you are. So I think that's a part of it. But a part of it also that me and Slap just don't function very well on lanes together. But mostly the first thing,
Okay.
that he's amazing and great.
But I mean, I guess that's what Kraken was doing as well when he was still playing way back in BMG, playing in Thailand, making sure to get that Legionnaire on him.
yeah.
You know, rotate into the woods. I mean, it's very similar. You give someone a hero that he wants to play or something. Yeah, exactly. Like Zlap going middle, that's something he wanted to play, so let him do it. He's going to feel better for it. He's going to be more confident, and we've talked about how much that is a factor in these games.
Primetime
So-
players step up in the right moments. Not afraid to put on their shoulders. So, what was
Yeah.
the? Why did we bring that up? What
Because Onmi's playing Fade instead of
okay,
Tanka.
that's right. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Also, who knows? Maybe junglers are the best mid players in Han. We just never knew. And people are just finding
Count
out.
me out of that. Count me out of that, please. Do not even mention me about going mid. No.
Won't
That's
be
not a
one.
good idea.
Soul Stealer?
That's a terrible idea. Didn't I beat you when you were playing Chipper and I was Behemoth? I think I did break
No,
you.
I think you watched the replay
I
of
don't
Moon and
remember
Tralf.
this ever. Yeah.
This was, what was it? On one day before DreamHack,
I
I asked you,
don't
do you want me
remember
to
this
1v1 break you? Okay.
Do you have?
All right.
Did you fraps it?
No.
Well,
Never happened.
Never happened. So
You'll-
let's drop it.
There's
okay?
only one thing Breaky's ever done in Compound, and that's playing Hammerstorm and destroying.
The only hero that's never been played nowadays. I dominated with like 2.5
I'm pretty
years
sure
ago.
you were playing against me and Casey.
And I'm still riding that wave, man. Like 2.5, 3 years later. It's just, I'm still undefeated in competitive Han.
I have a
great feeling.
100% lose ratio to Breaky
There
CPK
you
in
go.
comp.
This is
And
very
you're
true.
proud to admit that.
I am proud to
Who wouldn't be?
admit. I beat his Soul Stealer 1 versus 1 though.
No,
to be
that
fair.
never happened either. Frapser didn't.
Did you fraps it?
They're
It's on
actually,
you.
that was actually recorded, yeah. So I can't really deny that, I guess. Although a lot of excuses will come from me. But anyways, let's not worry about that. Okay, so we are officially kicking off game number 2 here. Again, complexity up 1-0 here. In this best of 3 grand finals, it is straight up. No advantages or anything like that. So, but yeah, the Thunderbringer. That is going to be fun to see how Fuzzy Sloth not only plays it, but how he builds. Always fun to see on a hero like that we don't get to see often.
I think Spellsunder. I
Yeah.
honestly do not know why people do not get Spellsunder on that hero, but it is ridiculous. It is stupid. It's unbelievably strong.
Yeah.
Please
Who
get
doesn't buy
Spellsunder.
Spellsunder on Thunderbringer?
I've seen people going like Mana Ring into Tablet, into Void Talisman, into Staff of the Master, and then they get a Spellsunder. And I'm like, what are you doing with your life? I honestly think that Spellsunder boosts his damage by about 25%, and I think that's enough to warrant it.
No,
If
no.
anything.
Spellsunder on Thunderbringer is just look at it
Core.
like this, right? Yeah, it is core. It is more than core. It is like if Boots is core, Spellsunder is like I don't even know. I don't even know what's more core
It
than
might
core.
as well be built into the hero.
Exactly. You should just start with a Spellsunder. That's how important it is. No, I completely agree with you, Shortcam.
Yeah, it's like, look, when you cast Chain Lightning at a target, the Lightning Rod applies at the point you target at. So first they get a hit from the Lightning Rod, and then it activates again when the Chain Lightning hits them. So they get two like effects of Spell Sunder on them.
Huh.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it like of course it refreshes it rather than, uses it again, like stacks on top of it, but it is still enough. It does a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think Spell Sunder, like the only couple of heroes that come to mind. Thunderbringer is definitely one of them, and I think like Slither maybe is another one that you could argue it's good on. But heroes we never see, so I mean that's the reason why we never see the item, I guess. But I know there was Moraxis for a little bit. There was some.
That was what was the fix?
Only Griffix, yeah. And he
Probably.
buys the coolest items. Not gonna say bad, coolest items.
Elder Parasite Swiftblade, starting that trend.
Hey, he does a lot of cool things.
He
We'll just call it
does.
cool.
He is. Hey, he's the one that did the Swiftblade portal key Elder Parasite, and at least the portal key stuck. So I give him credit for that. I don't
Yeah,
care what
and
anyone says.
I'm pretty sure he's done like
You're lagging a little bit,
great.
Insania.
Oh no.
Could
It's
you
it's
join
begun. Insania's lag has begun. Okay, well, we'll have to go without Insania for the time being. Okay, so seriously,
Oh,
middle lane, yeah, we didn't see Thunderbringer actually in a lot of trouble right here. Never mind, Revenant not going to chase.
Tank Fed
Fine.
content to sit there and farm on that mid hero
Yeah,
that he's playing.
yeah, that was interesting because it almost seemed like he was going for it and then he didn't.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, they're doing the right thing to try and stop a Thunderbringer. Just put so much pressure on him because he really has no way to escape. And you see that now by him going to the easy camp, stacking that up, making sure to still be able to get some farm even if he's being pressured on lane. So that's always a really smart thing to do when you're playing mid, if you're being pressured this much. He is level 1 when Revenant's level 3, so
jeez.
yeah, and like Tank Fed.
They had a plan for this. As soon as they saw the Thunderbringer, you could tell that Recent Gaming, quick talk of it over, and they feel confident, and there's a good reason, because, yeah, he's having a very difficult time in this middle lane. So if I was going to say, if you're Complexity, could you even warrant maybe getting a support here, and it looks like more is going to come.
Yeah.
Right on cue there, so. Oh,
What
go
that
ahead.
stun isn't going to hit, though.
No, that was late.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't in range at all to place it.
Yeah. All right, Sania possibly back here. You there?
Yeah, hello?
Okay. Sounds good for now.
Alright.
Let you know.
Okay.
What is going on bottom lane? What are they doing? Did we miss something here?
I mean,
Sandwraith Midas.
they started off with a trail lane at bottom, I think, with the Luna and the Fade, and now they're letting Imbaboy solo versus a what you got Midas and, Formless playing Sandwraith.
So what am
Wait.
I missing here? Because is Midas supporting?
Midas is literally just there to support, to semi-support. Did he pull into woods?
It's not that bad.
I think he was trying to
As a
pull into
primary
woods.
support.
No, but he's not a primary support.
No,
Well,
Moira is
secondary
primary
support too.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. I don't think that's a problem. Thai teams do it all the time. I've seen D-Dog run it a bunch. And, I mean, why not? It's a great hero. His skill set really comes from his abilities. Doesn't need too much farm. Only needs level 4. Isn't level dependent. I mean, the only argument you can make for why not is because, okay, he's an amazing laner. Why would you want to waste him on a support role? But I definitely think he can fill the role without any problems. Might look a little bit funky, but I think it's fine.
I think if he managed to actually get off the pull, okay, well, he's in trouble now.
He's going to be fine,
never mind,
actually.
he's
They're going to go for a
Midas.
turn kill. Yeah, he's going to hold his ground as Moira comes in. There's a golden salvo. Not going to be enough damage, though. The Thunderbringer wants to change that, but here comes Revenant as well. They get the Bloodlust kill. Midas can come with the creeps, if anything. Yes, he doesn't know the dot damage killed him, so they get credit for it. As now Behemoth joins the party, though. Revenant getting low himself. He pops the Essence Shroud. He can't be seen unless the Blast of Lightning, but no, it's on cooldown. No mana. He's going to run away. The Desert's Curse! Oh, my gosh. Nearly connected to kill him. That would have been something. But he gets away, actually. You see Behemoth is just guessing. And going to be wrong on that. What a fight there. What a chase. Revenant survives, though.
I was honestly thinking, how did Behemoth get there? Because I saw Behemoth top a second ago, and now he's missing out on a lot of XP. But, I mean, I guess it was worth it for them being able to... No, it wasn't worth it for them. Even with that double tap, I think Reason came out ahead. Wasting a lot of time from the Hellborn side, from the Legion side, sorry, and then Swiftblade on top of that is just pushing in top.
And Formless is gone.
Is he dead? He sure is. Mortification enhancing so much damage. This is looking very similar to yesterday, honestly, with Tankafet here in the middle lane on this Revenant. Clearly, this is just an unorthodox yet very comfortable hero for him. And he's doing it well.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Revenant was very high meta in TMM, say 6 months back. He was very, very popular. It was a hero that was played all the time, so it's definitely comfort for Tanka. I know he's played this a lot. He is kind of like a pub star or whatever you want to call it. He used to play a lot of TMM, and he almost always plays mid.
Nice block, by the way, on Fade.
Fade's in a troublesome spot. I think he might be fine in the end, but oh no, they're all collapsing, so he's actually in a lot of trouble right here. It's just a matter of how long does he live. All 5 are chasing him, by the way. So you count down the seconds.
This is what I was saying.
Okay, there we go. Finally, but
I mean, this is what I was saying earlier about how they're rotating everyone for these little kills. But if you look at the gold, Reason is still coming out ahead, even with these deaths. So, I mean, Zane is going to get the top tower soon as well, and his farm is just going to skyrocket. He has 330 GPM. It's probably going to end up being 360 after this tower, getting all those creeps as well. Maybe. Yes. So, Reason, even though it seems like Ondmi is just running in and dying, he's creating so much space for the team.
Yeah. It's Onmi, man. He's never just dying. If he's dying, it's because he baited your entire team to chase him, you know?
Yeah, exactly. He's creating space.
It's kind of smart. Yeah, you never get Onmi for free. Like, Omi's never a free kill. It's not like, Insane
here's a free kill.
Yeah. Us support players, we sometimes do that. We're like, here, have some gold.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you.
Struggle's real.
Oh, man.
But,
Even supporting the enemy team at times.
Support in everything.
That's a good way to put it. But Thunderbringer is still only level 5. It's 2 levels behind this Revenant in a mid matchup here. Shows you how much he's dominated it, really. Creep farm obviously up there as well. 39 and 16. Thunderbringer 22 and 1. So, I mean, Thunderbringer being level 6 will be big. And again, Complexity's idea is that with Sandwraith, with Thunderbringer, both Sandwraith at least scouts it out maybe initially or vice versa, and then you go finish them off with the other. So we'll see how impactful that proves to be. And yes, it, of course, will detect the invis as well. So something that will nerf Revenant a little bit there.
And still, you look at the damage charts and you see Thunderbringer at the top, 20%.
Of course, yeah.
Well, it's kind of laning phase right now, and if you look at the damage charts too early, like you look near is at 16%, it's because your role is to harass, right? Thunderbringer, every time he gets a creep, it does damage to the enemy hero. So right now it's a little bit skewed. I love the damage charts. I think you guys don't look at them enough because it shows kind of like impact, right? How much damage you're outputting is how much impact you're having on the game, in a way. But in this early of a stage, it's kind of skewed still. It's still the laning phase. It's just the heroes itself. It just does that much damage.
Top lane, Swiftblade charging in right here, talking about Zane, and sure enough, he has a kill chance, but not going to happen. Did not want to use the Swift Slashes right there. Too many creeps nearby, could have been costly in the end. Will fall back, but actually, Fade might need to be a little careful. No, he's going to be fine.
About the damage charts, though, Insanity, there also are a couple of heroes that, you know, the damage charts are definitely just not accurate, and that's on Devourer, for example, and Amon-Ra, which we were mentioning, but also heroes like Pharaoh, who shoot out a rocket constantly and do a lot of damage, but they don't actually do that damage where it matters, because it just gets regened up every few seconds. And bottom lane,
big clash, mortification. They spotted them first. Down goes Sandwraith. Moira's probably going to fall. There we go. And serial killer streak. Zane in the meantime, middle lane. Fuzzy Sloth goes down. Things are not going according to whatever plan Complexity had, as they are down 5,500 gold and 5,300 experience. It's a 5-4 hero kill game, so that's not out of control by any means. But it's all in favor of Reason Gaming at the same time right now. Revenant's got that momentum. He's level 8 now, so that means Essence Shroud on himself as well as another. So let the really aggressive gank start. And they're also taking a lot of these jungle stacks, too, throughout this game here. So all the resources in their favor.
Definitely. And I think this is kind of like where Complexity's strategy is. The idea is, okay, so Revenant's going to roam around. He's going to gank, right? Fade is going to roam around. He's going to try to gank. And we have global responses. No matter where they gank, we can always be more heroes at the time, wherever they go. Because we have Sandwraith ult, we have Thunderbringer ult, and we have Moira. So we're always going to have more just resources at that location. However, the strength of this Revenant and Swiftblade and Fade is that they're really strong from the start. They don't need to get level 6, and oh no. Oh, thank God.
He's going to be blocked, yeah. Sandwraith goes in. That's kind of what you're talking about there.
Yeah, but that was not okay. I like to look at it as, okay, that was good by coL, but that was okay. If you're and you're Invis, okay, everyone in the world needs to know this. You cannot run past the tower. Even though it doesn't shoot at you, the tower spots you. You can't run past there.
Yeah.
It will never work.
So tempting.
Yeah.
That's a good point, though. That's why he died. Yep. You're right.
And he knows better. Tenka knows better than that.
Of course, yeah.
He was just expecting no one to be there, but without mid-vision, they simply have no clue. And, I mean, the only reason he was actually spotted out there was because of the Ward of Sight, though. That Ward of Sight from Baba Ganoush is the only reason he was spotted out. Because there was no hero nearby, it was only when they saw him pass that Behemoth used his stun.
Revenant, he comes back. He's pretty farm, though, still. The Sacrificial Stone, the Mystic Vestments, and the Steam Boots. A very early, hefty build here. Revenant coming out. Bottom corrupted. No, he's going to be fine. He's got some nice vision off into the jungle, so he feels pretty comfortable down here. Apparently does Imbo Boy. This is something that Racing Gaming has done quite a bit. The aggressive lane Imbo Boy corrupted. One of their many strats that they have.
It is very strong, and it's something we saw more in the past. CD was a popular hero for a long time, and I like that they're picking it up. We did it ourselves today against Complexity, and it's a very strong hero, but it's often a very niche hero. It's reactive to depending on what the opponents are going for or what you think they're going to go with. It's a strong hero.
Ooh, top lane. That was... Now, Thunderbringer's ultimate was used right there, by the way. I don't know if that was in response to top or if it looked like they were looking to jump bottom at the same time, but it just didn't work out in the end, so... Midas picked off. Top up here. And apparently when Zane does well on Swiftblade, they do well overall, so.
Now another global ulti being used, and Luna might be in some trouble.
Okay, then we'll get a Luna. Revan in the meantime in the mid lane, he's rotating over by Corrupted Disciple. That overload, the conduit, you just see the damage adding up. He is eventually going to be scared off, but here comes Revenant. Now he's going to be seen by the Rev Ward. So that gives him plenty of information to work with. Midas, though, I don't think he's going to be able to get far enough away. He will throw the transmit on Revenant, but now Corrupted gets him a couple auto attacks and eventually kills him off. Double tap for Imba just as we're talking about that.
Yeah. And I think this is like any game versus Complexity, right? When Complexity loses, I feel like they lose because they get overwhelmed in the early game. And it has to do with their general strategy and approach to the game. And I mean, you shouldn't take like too much away from this because, like, yeah, it's 10k gold lead at 13 minutes, but this is how Complexity is always going to lose. When they lose, this is what it looks like. And it's because they're not able to predict the movement correctly. They're not able to read the enemy's gameplay. And when that happens, they just get wiped. So it looks bad on paper, but it's really just because of their strategy and how they approach the game. So even though it looks bad right now, I wouldn't be too like surprised if they're still like motivated and kept like, all right, whatever, this didn't work out. We just had the wrong reads. We need to do it better next game, and then just reset and go new.
Well, where did it go wrong then? I mean, was it the Thunderbringer pickup, the matchup middle? It just clearly just was unfavorable, and he wasn't gonna have a good time, or where did it go wrong? What do you think?
I don't think necessarily the strategy is terrible. Like, it could have worked. The lineup, the draft could have worked out. It's not there. I think it comes down to that they need to predict where Revenant's moving. Where is Revenant going to gank next, and how do I avoid that gank? Because if Revenant doesn't get these kills off, he fades off really quickly because he doesn't spend a lot of time farming creeps. Even though he has pretty good CS this game, it's because of most of them came from very early laning phase. But after like 8-9 minutes, he doesn't really farm. He runs around and tries to look for kills. If he doesn't find the kills, hero fades off quickly. He doesn't get the levels he needs. He doesn't get the farm. And then he's just not very effective. Unfortunately for coL, they just weren't able to read his movement, and they got caught out and killed.
Also, I mean, the Revenant as well as the Fade, to be honest. Fade has been making a lot of plays right now. As you were saying, making a lot of space when he was dying, and now he's just going on like that ganking train. He's waiting for his ultimate to be up. For the rest, he's just, standing behind people, making sure that they don't get caught out. And really well played coming out from Owned Me right there, making sure to just defend his team. But I mean, now Sandwraith is going to start doing this, and Tanka.
Look at how tanky Tankafet is. He gets one turn kill. He is not going to get the second. I'll tell you what, if Moira didn't get there, though, that very likely could have been a second kill for Revenant. Midas, in the meantime, middle lane, he goes down. So it ends up being a 2-for-1 exchange. And that was the all-out go, go, go for Complexity. They used Sandwraith ulti, they used Thunderbringer, and only got the one kill. They still lose two in the process. It could be a third one right here. Fuzzy Sloth, he's using this trees to his advantage. He is going to get away. Zane, not really too concerned here. Takes a Fissure Stun, but walks it off. As bottom lane, Fade picks up a kill on a Sandwraith. So,
yeah.
I was saying how patient Owned Me is. And that just, he was just like, okay, Sandwraith is going to get by here, eventually. Just ultis up at the right time, and goodbye, Sandwraith.
tough times.
Man, another thing about Own Me, we talked about Fuzzy Sloth last game, let's talk about Own Me this time. So
we talked a lot about Own Me too, but go on.
Let's talk even more about Own Me.
Okay.
You can't talk too much about Own Me. So this is something I think is amazing, right? When you play against the Fade, this is your mentality. You're thinking he's invisible all the time, right? But in reality, he's really not. But what does Own Me do? He's like, all right, if I buy Smoke, Veiled Rot, I can be invisible the time that my ult is on cooldown. And then he actually is invisible all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't notice anybody else doing this. Like, if you pay close attention, he's Veiled Rotted like almost half of his game. When he's not sitting in the trees, studying the ways of the woods, trying to become a better player. So, I think it's a really smart strategy, especially on a hero like Fade. You become so scared because he feels like he's invisible literally all the time. And I think it's a really smart thing that I think a lot more players are going to pick up on now that I've mentioned it and start doing it a lot more. Myself included. I haven't really thought about it, but it's really, really smart. Whenever ulti's on cooldown, buy a Veiled Rot.
That's true. That's what's really scary about a Fade in the end, so it does make sense, really. He actually used his reflection right there, and he ends up just opening on a yellow camp, so I don't know if that was a misclick or what, but he is going to end up jumping Midas right here, and that's an easy kill, so it was calculated, though, I'm sure. And
of course. Showing confidence.
And so, this game, though, is the game for the level 4 power throw, because they're just running around ganking people. It's not really 5v5 fights, so using that Emerald Red, he was just able to get 350 more damage in with that power throw. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Too bad he doesn't get experience for those kills, though. Waza.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Aaron, come on.
Does he not really?
No,
No, of
unfortunately
course
not.
not.
Same goes for Voodoo Jester and Cursed Ground. If you kill with Cursed Ground and they're outside of range, you don't get any experience. Whereas in this mysterious game that nobody's ever heard of, which is kind of similar to Han, but not Han,
Yeah,
that a
yeah.
lot of people go to, you do get experience if you get a kill globally
Huh.
with like Thunderbreaker and stuff. Maybe something we should look into as well.
But does their battle cry give an assist? Uh-huh.
Does it still? I think they removed it.
I think
No,
they removed it too, so. Anyway,
Yeah.
Sandwraith bottom lane. He's good, actually. Okay, he lives. Oh, that red power throw, but Onmi comes in, and he dies. But he got the kill on a Sandwraith, so. Got something out of it.
Yeah. That's like,
Yeah.
when you jump into Kongor and you steal the token and you die.
Yeah.
It's not about you wanting the token. It's about making a statement, right? Onmi's like, I'm gonna kill you, I don't care. You're dead. Just goes in there, dies for it. He's like,
I didn't have to kill you. There we go. He's even
it's
saying
near
it.
didn't suck it. There we go. There we go.
That's the Onmi we love.
That's
Great,
the
great
Onmi.
teammate. Great teammate. So, on a serious note, though, this is getting out of hand. I mean, this already has been out of hand. It's kind of just continuing. So, I do wonder how much longer Complexity is going to be hanging in here in this game right now.
I'm gonna guess 20 minutes.
Okay,
It's complexity.
that's true.
If this was Sync, we'd be drafting right now.
Complexity notorious, though, for hanging in there and seeing what happens in the late game, no matter how far behind. And I also wonder, maybe they don't feel like they're that far behind, to be fair. But as we see, 16,000 gold, 11,000 experience at 19 minutes. Not
Okay,
the
Breaky?
friendliest. What's that?
When you're 5 heroes killing a Revenant and he kills one of you guys and you barely escape, I'm pretty sure you know you're far behind.
You probably know.
What'd you
Yeah. That's true.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they know how far behind. They're just complexity. They're like, okay, so how can we be the most annoying to the other team, right? How can we piss them off the most? All right, let's never concede. Pretty sure
Thunderbringer,
that's the strategy.
by the way, he does have the Swell Thunder.
To be fair, you do lose concentration if the game lasts way too long. It's like just frustration to no end. It's like when I remember my team, we were screaming Reason one time, and oh, nice rev word coming out from Baba Ganoush, by the way.
Yeah.
We were calling them fatigue gaming because even in a scrim, they just wouldn't concede in those series that we were playing. It was like we would play one game and we were so tired because they just never CC'd it. And we ended up throwing the game because we ultimately didn't care anymore. It was a scrim. We were like 15k gold ahead, and then they ended up winning because we just went in stupidly. And in this time, Tankafed is tanking things.
Yeah, he's again gonna barely live yet. Okay, that just happened.
He turned on sidestep.
And he gets away.
The
There
moon
you
meander
go.
inside of him came alive.
It sure did, apparently. So, Tankafed stays alive. He's going to have a Hellflower, by the way. There you go. He right-clicks it. A couple more Arcanas. Build that. So, meanwhile, the rest of his team pushing into the base. So, Complexity still contemplating what game number 3 is possibly going to be looking like, because that's definitely going to be happening at this rate, pending some miraculous comeback and Reason Gaming getting, as you were kind of talking about, Shortcan, almost frustrated with themselves of why they're not conceding. But I don't think that's their style either. They're
No. They're not frustrated at them. I'm talking about Reason Gaming being frustrated that the Legion side hasn't CC'd yet.
yeah. No,
That's what I'm talking about. Like, Complexity Gaming right now, they're so hopeful. They are so incredibly hopeful that they can still win this game, and that gives them morale in a way. Of course, it's very depressing to see that your base is being pushed in at 22 minutes, but I really don't think it affects them because they're so confident in the late game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more Reason that's getting frustrated with them, I think. Like, why aren't you conceding? Let's have this game end. I don't want to have a chance to make another mistake.
By the way,
But,
so let's talk about this Revenant here for a second then. So a middle Revenant, this is not something we if anything, when we see Revenant, which is pretty rare in the first place, it's maybe played as more of like a secondary support even, but this middle ganking aggressive Revenant, this is now against Sync yesterday and here against Complexity, 2 very dominant performances. Should we start seeing Revenant a little more in this role, you think, or is this kind of Tankafed's deal?
I think you're forgetting, Breaky. Back when Sync was a good team and they were winning games, we actually ran Revenant on Flensmeister a lot. in the short lane.
Yeah, you did a couple times. You're right. Okay.
And it really a lot of what is played in competitive, sadly enough, comes down to the meta in TMM. What is played in matchmaking? What heroes are dominating in matchmaking? And you know, for a while, Revenant's super popular. Then people start figuring out, okay, this is how a Revenant moves around the map, and he just falls off because you know what, Revenant stops getting those kills that he always is getting, and then you forget about it, and then he comes back and he's like, oh my god, why did we stop picking Revenant? And you start picking Revenant every game, and then he's like, all right, not that strong anymore. And I think, like, for example, Moira is a perfect example of this right now, a hero that, in my opinion, a couple of months back seemed completely unbeatable.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, it feels. It's like it's still good, right? But people they just know where you're gonna be and where you're gonna gank, and they can read your movement, and therefore you lose a lot of effectiveness. And I think the same thing goes for Revenant. He's gonna be popular for a while, then he's gonna fall off, and then he's gonna come back always.
He's one of those, yeah. There are kind of those different spectrums of heroes, or the classes even, aren't there? Where you do got the ones we just see all the time, no matter what. You know, your Bubbles is definitely one hero specific that just comes to mind. He's always been a solid pick, but then there's heroes like Revenant, where it's every now and then up and down, I guess. But anyways, grab the Disciple. He's going to fall right there, but Dark Life going to bring him right back up. Behemoth, a pretty good jump in the background, by the way. Swiftblade is going to survive the damage, though. He's going to turn it around. Revenant was picked off, however. They will get the melee racks. Arcane Vortex throwing out. Grab the Disciple back up after the token use, and Midas and Sandwraith both are caught, and they end up going down. Double tap for Rainbow Boy. And going to hang around and possibly kill the range racks? No, deciding it's maybe best to not go for that there. But another big-time one fight here from the Hellborn side. Own me, ooh, swing and a miss right there, but doesn't backfire in the end. Manages to stay alive, so the game continues here for Complexity. Grinding it out as... Okay, explain that, Insania. Explain this great player. Okay, I'm curious.
So, Only's like, alright. Thunderbringer's gonna waste his W on me. He's gonna have 7-second cooldown. In that time, I have time to buy back, run to my tier 4 towers outside my sacrificial shrine, and he can't do anything. So he's like basically forcing Fuzzy Sloth into not being able to do anything in the time that he buys back and runs to the tier 4 towers. Great play.
He actually bought back. I didn't even
I
notice
honestly
that
think
until you said that.
He just wanted to get to base faster. I swear to God, that was his reasoning.
He did say he had to heal. I mean...
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god. Okay, I guess when you are up this much, it's okay to do things like that. Not too many times, but once is fine, I guess. Just like buying a Codex on Moira.
Hey, that was so good.
It's actually pretty good. There's a reason why we recommended it in the Hero Spotlight for her.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a lot of flame for that.
Oh, really? No, I think it's amazing. In matchmaking, when I get past, like, Blink, which is, like, usually you get Blink and the game is kind of over because you're 5th position, you don't, like, get the farm necessarily. But if you do, wow, it's so strong because you can solo kill the enemy support so easily. I don't know, I think it's really underrated. Definitely, like, I consider it, like, almost core after Blink.
I think Thunderclaw, also very good on Moira. I mean, he's an agility hero, so he's automatically a carry, right?
True. Oh, wow.
That's
Come
a nice
back.
jump. They got the support down, but, you know, that doesn't necessarily equal a victory in the fight. Sandwraith, he tried support out, ain't going to happen. Fade will live. Doing the bait there, and ends up getting a kill for Zane. I don't know what you got. They do not have buybacks now.
Only 28,000 and 28,000 gold and 24,000 XP behind. Definitely doable game still.
Definitely.
Look at Onby. He's in the woods again.
Oh, he's studying night right now. He's becoming the ultimate Only. Entering his final form.
I like Formless's hero stat line too, the 666 coming out right here. As far as kills, deaths, and assists. But here we go. Thunderbringer gonna be jumped in. Yep, that was fake going in, but yeah, okay. I think now Complexity is actually gonna throw on the top. Nope, they got a top tower. Maybe not. Anyways, Behemoth jumps in right here. Wing poker up the Disciple though. Hard to hit that guy as the mist pops up and down goes Behemoth. But it will continue.
Owned me definitely channeling some tree power over there, stunning both the people coming to help out the Behemoth right there.
What an unbelievable catch by Only right there with a double.
What an unbelievable catch!
Okay, they finally they're gonna throw
I
in the
can't
towel.
believe they're conceding. It only took 9 minutes. I was
Extra.
wrong. Yeah, I was wrong.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Not anymore. Says Complexity. So okay, the game is over, and that means we are going to Game 3. So that's definitely the good news here, as far as coverage goes. So Reason came in, playing pretty well there. Emma Boy 8-0-9, by the way, unkilled that game. But Tankif had definitely early control early on, is what really set the tone there. In that game. So.
No, I think Tanka was MVP that game. It was a very close game. Very even, but Tanka definitely MVP, no doubt. I think he made the right movements. He got the kills he needed. And
he stomped his lane with help from Unbe.
And he beat the unbelievable Fuzzy Slot. How is this possible? What is going on? Junglers, best mid players? Question mark?